Alright, hello everyone, it's me, the Jedi, and welcome back to the channel, to a new video. We got something special today. This has been a few months in the making, but we're finally doing a Star Wars film ranking tier list. As you can see here, I added an F, because there's going to be at least one or two in the F position. Let me know if you guys want to see me do another one of these after, because I definitely want to do one for Black Ops 3. Maybe some other ones. So we're just gonna rank all the movies today. If you want to see me also do different Star Wars ones I can find, I'll try them out. Okay, so we'll go about this in chronological order. All right, so New Hope. New Hope. I want to put New Hope in A tier, but honestly, I think it's a S tier. Originally this was going to be a ranking them normally, but then tier list became a trend. So for A New Hope, I think it is classic movie. Its most purest form a Star Wars movie can be. Very an adventure, space odyssey. Really the beginning. It's a classic. It's not like a movie where it is necessarily bad because it's the first one. Like anything else outclasses it. It's very good, very solid, still holds up today. Timeless message. I could just give it a S based on the Battle of Yavin. I love that scene. That's like one of my favorite parts of Star Wars. But I do believe it has other merits to it. The goals of Luke, Han, Leia, everyone. Really good movie. I really enjoy it. A solid S tier. Now, you guys knew this was coming. I want to put Empire Strikes Back in S tier as well. I'll put it above A New Hope because this is everyone's favorite Star Wars film. This is the quintessential Star Wars film. It took what the first one brought in and just made it better. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, not really, but darker theme. Very good for the middle of a trilogy you're doing. Very good movie. It basically is Star Wars, but they did it better. They refined it, and I don't want to say streamlined it, but they did it better. The Luke, I am your father, one of the best classic lines in film. Very good movie. Very good movie. Not the battle of Bespin, but the fight between Vader and Luke on Bespin's really good. The whole arc with Han. This is arguably Han's best movie. Just phenomenal movie. It's the best. It's the quintessential 9 out of 10 times you're going to get people's favorite Star Wars movie, Empire Strikes Back. So that's where I'll put that. Alright. Return of the Jedi. I'm going to put this in. I had a lot of thought about this, so I'm not really wasting any time here. A tier. So before for me, it was Empire Strikes Back, and then I would flip now and then between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi because I couldn't decide which one was better. But when looking at it objectively, I think A New Hope comes out on top of Return of the Jedi because I don't mind. I love Endor. I don't mind the Ewoks, but I know some people don't, and basically just put in there for kids. Harrison Ford did not want to be in Star Wars anymore. He thought Han Solo should die. They kill off the character to make the character a lot better. But they had to put him in. I personally like that he didn't die, but he doesn't really get a whole lot to do in this movie, but he's there. Endor is phenomenal. I love the planet. I don't mind Death Star 2. It's really good. I love it. Perfect end to a story. Amazing. Just amazing. I still think some days I would put this one over A New Hope, but I feel like if we're doing concrete, I would definitely not give Return of the Jedi. I wouldn't give any of these movies lower than an A. These are the quintessential. If you're going to show someone Star Wars for the first time, these are the movies you would probably show them first. Okay. So with that, we'll move on. We will do Phantom Menace. Now, before I would have put this movie F tier when I was younger. Alright, well, okay, so first of all, when I was younger, I love the prequels. I still love the prequels. I think they're, I know this is probably going to ruin the rest of the video, but They feel more of a Star Wars. Even Attack of the Clones feels more like a Star Wars movie than the new trilogy ones. Sorry, that's just how I feel. That's just how it is. That's how a lot of people feel. Um, because when I think of Star Wars, not only do I think of the original trilogy, for a while before I saw the original movies, I think of the prequel era. The prequel era, while the story and the films are not really good at all, they are still feel way more like a Star Wars movie. And then this one arguably is a watered down version of A New Hope, I would say. It feels like a great Star Wars Odyssey adventure. It just feels like you're on a ride, like A New Hope. It just you're along for the ride to see what's going on. Um, sure, it doesn't have a lot of stuff that makes sense, and say what you will about child Anakin, Jake Lloyd, but I think the movie has gotten a lot better. Prequel memes obviously make the movies a lot better, but I feel like after a while people have really liking have grown to like this movie, and I feel like I have too again. So I feel like this movie, um, hmm, we'll put it in C tier because it really is disconnected from the other two, Attack of the Clones and Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry. Um, I would put it B tier, but I think if I'm trying to do it this was justice, it'd go in C tier. I don't think it would. Maybe you could try to stretch and say it's a D tier if you really don't like the prequels, but it's definitely a C tier. Alright, Attack of the Clones. I want to put it in F tier, but I want to give it more credit. So if I'm being completely honest, it's an E tier. The reason for this is because alright, so the redeeming qualities of this is the Slave One fight, or first let me start with the aspect you kind of get, like the secret spy, kind of Obi-Wan searching for answers and Anakin searching for answers. The Geonosis arena, Obi-Wan versus Jango Fett, and then in space, the seismic charge, the Slave One. Say what you want about young Boba being a fucking kid of Jango, whatever. Clones, yeah. Geonosis itself, amazing. Seeing all the Jedi fight in the clones. And fucking Anakin has to lose his arm to Dooku, whatever. The battle between Dooku and Yoda, pretty cool. You know, this one amps up from the first movie. It amps up the lightsaber. I love the fighting style of the new movies. My theory has always been the reason in universe, the reason why they go slower in the originals is because the fighting styles have kind of been forgotten. Well, in the prequels, you have every form lightsaber style, so that's why they're more acrobatic, and I don't mind that. I really like the fluent action. It inspired saber fighting schools and everything, how they do their shit. Attack of the Clones lacks because of the side plot with Anakin and Padme. They take forever. You know, they just sit around and do nothing when they could be doing action-packed stuff. They just sit around with the Force love plot and all the garbage going on. The plot with Anakin and avenging his mother is very good. I like it. You know, planting the seeds to make him evil. And just the politics itself is, but that's like a bad part of the movie. This movie feels really boring and dull. So I think it doesn't deserve an F, but it definitely deserves at least an E. That's the highest I'll put it. Definitely the worst of the prequels. Alright, so Revenge of the Sith. I had this movie on a DVD, and I would watch this movie every day when I was a kid, all the time. This is my favorite prequel movie, so we're gonna put it in B. It's not. I would put it A, but it's not on the same level as Return of the Jedi. I don't think anything is gonna go past B from here on out. It's just Revenge of the Sith is good. It has its cheesy areas and it's not really good developed areas, but Darth Plagueis the Wise, the memes, Anakin killing younglings, rip. Anakin versus Obi-Wan, probably one of the best duels in the whole franchise. Best music, Battle of the Heroes. Anakin becoming evil, everything in this movie, the clones, Order 66, everything. A lot about this movie is really good. General Grievous, um, and just to be clear, I'm not gonna be basing anything off of the Clone Wars show. I'm just basing them off just the movies themselves contained, not anything that helps from the Clone Wars show or whatever. Um, you know, very solid film. Not a great film, but definitely the best out of the three. So if I was to say the prequels, I would say Episode 3, Episode 1, Episode 2. Just a very decently solid movie. Um, Definitely uh, doesn't help that they made these before the originals because the story feels a little weird and they have to retcon certain stuff and whatever. But definitely a good conclusion to the beginning of a story that has since been completed. Episode 1 through 6, very good movie. Decent movie, I mean, in my opinion. Okay, so Force Awakens. I'm gonna put in a trying to think. We're gonna put it in a B tier for now. This was the first Star Wars movie I went to see in theaters. It was a big hype. Um, and I definitely let the hype of Star Wars coming back get to me at first, but after thinking about it critically, this movie is pretty much just a cut and dry of A New Hope. I understand they kind of had to do that to play safe, and JJ um has sown in the seeds of a story. Actually, it's not really fair to the film, but I'm gonna move it down to a C because J.J. Abrams clearly set up stuff in this movie, which reason for moving it to C is influenced by another movie, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So this movie, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain really in detail why I like these movies. This movie it's decent. It kind of tries to combine stuff from all different of the eras. I was just Finn let me down. The movie, Ray, I'm sorry, just you know, we're not gonna. I'm gonna get okay. So yeah, Ray. I don't care when anyone says Ray is Mary Sue. She doesn't. She just out of nowhere has all these things that she's good at for no reason. Better than Han. Better than anybody. Um, and of course that would be what the second movie is supposed to fit in. But because the middle movie, The Last Jedi, did nothing to help the trilogy, couldn't be fucked to help the trilogy. This brings down Force Awakens for me because then it just feels like a mismatched story of like pieces from different puzzles just put together. It doesn't make sense, doesn't connect. Kylo Ren's easily the best thing about the sequels. The only thing I would say I love about this movie is Starkiller Base. Even though it's another Death Star, I like Starkiller Base. I like Finn, but if Finn was more, um, less of like just a scaredy cat, whatever. Poe's cool. Ray, I'm not really interested in. The original trilogy characters get shafted. Han dies, which I get why Harrison Ford didn't want to be in the movie anymore, and we want to focus on our new characters, but the focus we got was not earned. So therefore, that's why I'm going to put it as C. Okay, so Last Jedi, F tier. Okay. There's no trolling, no memeing, F tier. It literally, when I go down to base these movies, at least Force Awakens feels somewhat like a Star Wars movie. All these movies feel like, even Attack of the Clones feels like a Star Wars movie. Last Jedi does not. Last Jedi did nothing for me, did nothing for the story and the lore. Just shit on everything. I've been very vocal about this movie. I don't want to go too crazy because I can go on forever, and everyone's already heard my thoughts on this movie. This movie is just not a Star Wars movie to me. Does not feel like Star Wars. Does not behave like Star Wars. Fucks everything up in the Star Wars lore and everything. Call me what you want. I don't really care. Sorry, but This movie just does nothing for me. Everything is either cliche and overdone, or just boring, or it's just not good. The only thing I could say is good about this movie is the visual and the sound effects and everything. Everything else, story, writing, everything's just garbage. So that's why I'm gonna put it in F tier. No memes. Mega lol. Shit is whack. Rogue One. I skipped Rogue One. Whatever. All right, Rogue One. B tier. I'm not gonna put it A tier. It is, in my opinion, the best Disney movie. People might say, "Oh, did you put these movies higher up because they're original trilogy?" Or it's like, well, yeah, it's referencing to a era that's honestly the best in the Star Wars franchise. But I like the kind of dark, gritty war kind of film. I always mention why I love this movie is the scene where the U-wing gets shot down over Scarif as they're shooting people. It crashes and explodes, but while it's crashing, it hits 20 fucking stormtroopers in a row. I forget the robot's name. K2 whatever. I don't fucking remember. He kills all those stormtroopers before he dies. The big explosion with fucking the Imperial defector in the ship. The Death Troopers. Oh my god, they're so cool. That's why I like this movie. Even though people are like they made a whole movie around a plot hole 40 years later. It's like not really. It's like this movie, it just it is able to fit nicely in between in the story. I love the connection at the end to A New Hope. You can basically jump cut it like I've seen a jump cut straight to A New Hope. Darth Vader was on there for fan service, kind of, really, but the hallway scene, perfect scene. Director Krennic, I think, is kind of weak, but he's okay. The CGI Grand Moff Tarkin and Leia, kind of bad, but, I mean, what can you do? Seeing my boy in the background at the end, Captain Antilles, bro. Good thing. Another thing I like. C-3PO or 2D2 cameo, don't really care for, but, it's so close to A New Hope that they have to kind of be there somewhere. The scene where they're on the planet trying to get they're trying to get her Felicity Jones' character's dad. I forget her fucking name. Jyn Erso, sorry. Where the X-wing blows up, they blow up a TIE fighter. TIE fighter goes flying down, crashes into a turret and blows up the turret and burns the guys inside. Where the Cassian shoots the guy with the grenade and he falls down on top of the thing and explodes, and then the dude who's blind beats the shit out of everyone, and the big guy with the laser machine gun, and the U-wings. U-wings are incredible. The TIE defenders, incredible. Death Troopers, incredible. Everything. Just the best movie out of the Disney era. Love it. It fits right in perfectly. It's basically a love letter kind of to the originals. It's the best one. It's got that war gritty film that I like. And it really fits itself nicely and doesn't conflict with the story. Like, it'd be a lot worse if fucking just out of nowhere fucking General Grievous somehow came back and he was an Imperial droid. Then it would be like, okay, that's a little but this movie, good, not perfect, but definitely deserving of a B tier. Sure, the characters, fucking Death Star's amazing. Death Star's kind of weird that they have a setting where they can just blow up a certain spot of a planet and not actually blow up the whole planet. Scarif's a really cool planet. The shield thing's cool. Ramming the Star Destroyer to smash into the other Star Destroyer. The Star Destroyer coming out of hyperspace and blowing up one ship, Darth Vader's thing. The Tantive 4, that ship, legit. The Corellian blockade runner. And sorry, I'm trying to think. The characters not really being very one-dimensional, not being very three-dimensional characters, just 2D at most. But I mean, it serves for the story. Sure, was I expecting when they were like people made up for the Rogue Squadron? I was expecting a one of those groups back in World War II, like criminals that they would hire, that they would have fight kind of something like that, like assassins, different bounty hunters they hire, and like criminals and scum that they make fight and get these plans and become heroes. Sure, it's not really like that, but what we got is adequate enough to satisfy. All right, and Solo, we're also gonna put B tier. So this movie has a lot of fan service and Easter eggs, which I'm a sucker for. I know not everyone likes that. Everyone doesn't like to have Easter eggs shoved at them, which I get. But hearing about Felicia, how Woody Harrelson's character, trying to think of his fucking name, I can't even remember. I can't remember his name. Um, but yeah, he killing Aura Singh, pushing her off a cliff. That was cool. Lucia, Darth Maul at the end. Darth having him ignite his lightsaber to remind everybody, oh, it's Darth Maul, and have the music play. It's kind of cringy and whatever, but seeing that he's a part of it, I just want a continuation of this story because I want to know about Crimson Dawn. I want to know what happens to Kira. Lando's portrayal in this movie was pretty good. You know, Donald Glover was obviously doing a Billy D. Williams impression, but it was alright. It worked, whatever. Um, Originally when this movie was announced, then they cast what's his name, um, Ehrenreich, whatever. I don't remember his name. Him as young Han Solo. I was like, there's a different actor they could cast who looks and sounds more like Harrison Ford, but whatever. It's fine. I came out to like the characters. Except the social justice warrior bot. I'm sorry, that was just cringy. That's why I'm glad they just fucking killed her off and stupid shit. I don't even care that she's navigational thing is connected to the Millennium Falcon. Just it was just blatantly fucking annoying in the movie, but it wasn't. She didn't survive and become annoying as shit. Whatever. Um, Trying to think. Chewbacca, the fake out where they try to like pretend that Chewbacca's gonna die is retarded. Memphis Nest, I don't like that it's like a little small ginger girl, fucking Oliver Twist shit. I don't really care, but Han Han should have been more of like sure it kind of ruins the character and the mystery of Han Solo. I whatever. Kessel Run I thought was cool. All this shit, the blaster how he gets his fucking name is kind of stupid, but I mean I don't know. It's just I like the Easter eggs, I like the little things in the movie. I'm not as big of a fucking critic of it because I can deal with it. That's just me though. I know people expect more and expect better writing. Um, but I would definitely say it feels like a Star Wars movie to me. Definitely a good movie. Definitely better than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Definitely deserving a B alongside Rogue One. Let me make sure I got these right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't put these two over the prequel ones because at least they feel more like Star Wars movies, but these ones are. They have that action adventure. Definitely better than the other two. But yeah, this is where I would fully put my list. Um, Fully put the. Hold on. Look at that. Let's get this. Okay, I'll do that after, I guess. Alright, yeah, so that's gonna do it for this video. Sorry if it's kind of rambling a bit and it's a short one, but I want to do more of these. But yeah, this is my definitive list. Let me know how you would rank the movies in the comments below. Feel free to disagree with me. I know some people will disagree with me about Last Jedi and all these other movies. But agree to disagree. This is just how I feel, going based off of. I know it's very vague when I say if it feels like a Star Wars movie, but I think people haven't understand what I think. The space adventure, Odyssey, action-packed hero's journey tale, and I think most of these movies have that. I mean, New Hope has that, Empire Strikes Back has that, continues that, Return of the Jedi has that, Revenge of the Sith has it, Phantom Menace has it, Attack of the Clones has it. These ones to a lesser degree, but these ones have it also to a lesser degree. These ones, it's all mixed over the place, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, yep, but that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, your list. Comment if you disagree with me. Leave a like if you enjoy. Subscribe if you want more of these. Let me know which ones you want me to do next. You want me to do more of these. Stay tuned for other content, and as always, may the force be with you guys, and have a good day.